And we're live. We're on the YouTube. Hey, everybody. I'm Corey, and this is the Order of Dead Unicorn, where we do live streams of, I'm going to say, Dungeons & Dragons. That's what we're doing today. We're doing Dungeons & Dragons. Look, this is the only show on YouTube right now that does not have Rise of Skywalker spoilers, okay? So,
also, we won't be pimping out Raid Shadow Legends. So,
there will be no... if you click the link below, you get 10,000 silver crystals for your download.
On the other hand, Tarek does the best impression of Baby Yoda. It's so adorable.
I do. Yeah, you'll have to wait until like half the episode so that we can make sure that you're viewing the show.
We don't do Mandalorian spoilers either.
I haven't seen it.
So I don't even know what he's talking about, but I'll do the impression.
What's a Mandalorian?
What's a
Are they
Yoda?
cute? I hope the Mandalorians are cute.
It is actually the Transformer version of the Back to the Future car.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
It's a DeLorean that transforms into a man. It's a Mandalorian.
Oh.
It goes from vehicle to man, but the man still can't talk because it's actually a car turning into a man. So it still makes the engine noises from a man face.
He can talk if he gets like 1.21 gigawatts or whatever, and he's good to go.
That's 1.21
He's got to run real quick though.
I'll have you know.
No,
Is it gigawatts or gigawatts?
Oh, it's a gigawatt.
Gigawatts?
Yeah.
It's a
Gigawatt.
It's spelled with a J.
Gigawatt?
It's a gigawatt, which means he still has to build up the energy reserves.
If we put that reference on our job application, we'd never work again.
I think if you say the word application, if you say that word while trying to get a job, you get no job. I think that's how that comes.
Have you seen my application?
We might not need a job after that because somebody would put us in some kind of house for special people.
Anyways, these guys around me, they have names too. It's Tarek, Howard, and Crystal. And they're playing the characters of Regulus, Verbositus, and Audrey?
Uh-huh.
I like that Audrey has a question mark after it.
It's because I was reading this off your little name tags in Roll20, and it says Regulus, Verbositus, and then it says Crystal. And I'm like,
I don't know why it's showing up that way. I change it every time.
So, this is the Eternal City game. Why is it called the Eternal City? It's because this is kind of a Roman setting for Dungeons & Dragons.
What? You mean it's not because it's always been here?
It always will be.
Yeah,
yes.
That's the premise. This is the city. It always was and always will be. It is the monolith that exists in this world, and is where all the cultured people are, and where where all the action happens. And that is why. And that is why this adventure, you are leaving it.
Exactly.
Unless the Modrins take it over and destroy it.
We're going to discover that outside the city, there's a world of hyper-advanced, technologically superior mega creatures.
Like, we live in Rome, the most advanced city in the world. You walk outside Rome, and suddenly there's like spaceships and guys with laser swords.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just some sort of evil demon magic. We don't trust any of that crap.
Yeah.
They're like, you're from the Eternal City, that backwards place.
Yeah.
Oh, God, you guys need public education.
Yeah, a bunch of weirdos in that city. We've offered you guys so much technology, and you just keep saying no. So I mean, whatever.
How did you get to make? How did you even do that? Well, first you guys have to invent grilled cheese. That's the first step in civilization.
Yeah. It unlocks so many other technologies in the tech tree.
Well, yeah, you start with grilled cheese, and then you can from there. You start getting circuit boards right after that.
Exactly. Right. It forms the juicy foundation of your technological revolution.
So
it's called a breadboard for a reason, right?
Good one.
It's good.
So, speaking of technologically advanced beings, there's a whole group of weird techno-organic things that are underneath the Eternal City called Modrons that probably are threatening it. Probably don't want to do great things to the city. But you guys are going to try and get down there and figure out what they're doing. If it's good, if it's bad, you know, if you can be friends with them. And to do so, you have to get this weird magical item from a were-rat called the Lunar Hammer.
It sounds cool and fancy.
This were-rat is he's a bandit and part of a bandit group. And y'all have tracked him down by talking to some merchants that we've done, like, off-screen. Y'all talked to some merchants, and they said the worst place to go that these guys attack is the town of Arpina.
Town of our what?
Arpina?
Arpina?
Arpina.
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 It could be Arpina. You like that better? It's now Arpina.
I believe that makes it a pineapple.
Yes, it's Arpina.
One of the most delicious fruits.
Our pina.
Yes.
Possessive.
So y'all are going on down there because you like walks in the rain and you're not into yoga and you have half a brain.
No, I don't.
I have at least a half a brain, sir, ma'am.
I will have you know I have 3/4 of a brain because I stole half of somebody else's brain, but their brain was also smaller than my brain. So
you have a half of a brain plus your half of a brain?
exactly. It was like 3/4.
Tried to like match it up with his corpus callosum and it just kind of like
It works.
That's better
Why
than his
his head
corpus
is always
delecti.
tilted.
Yeah, my neck hurts on one side all the time.
So, y'all are heading on out there, unless there's something special you wanted to do in the city before you left.
I wanted to solve the plot in the city.
How
I mean,
so?
we kind of did that, and we found out that we need the thing to attack the Modron. So
Hey, always worth a shot.
now we need to beat the plot with silver sticks.
Hey, this was
And magic.
Verbocidus's plan to go be friends with the Modrons.
This was.
Hey, you know what? They were nothing but polite to me. I'm just going to say, I don't really have an issue with the Modron. Most of the humans and elves I have met have been jerks.
I don't know what you're
including
talking
Regulus.
about.
Yes, you too.
Verbidius.
I am verb. I am action.
And I regulate those actions, so let's keep moving.
He's actually a robot from Buck Rogers. He's verbidi.
All right, so I prepare by getting a bunch of traveling gear together, and refilling a wineskin, for the travel will be
Okay.
hard, and I will need hard liquor to go along with it.
Stop saying hard.
Rigid.
Well, I make sure that I have my rations and water filled up. I pet my little mousey bye-bye. And I head out.
All right, everybody.
I do my best to convince my owl not to eat the mouse.
I
No, the
switch
mouse
my
lives at
clothing out
home.
for a fresh set of clothing. You know, put some of that powder on you to take care of stickiness so that I'm not a sticky, disgusting person walking out into the sun.
You're covering yourself in crushed rocks.
Is that what you call powder? I don't know.
So
I'm
Audrey
pretty
gets her traveling supplies. Verbocidus gets his fine supplies, and Regulus gets his turgid supplies.
I would like to make it noted that all three of us can get a supplies attack later.
Exactly. It's free. Applies attack.
And you head out towards the city of Arpenia.
Over mine are the only ones that are flammable.
You get there. Let's say it takes you 2 days to get there. It's an
Sure
outlying
thing.
town. It's an outlying town. You guys are on foot. So it takes you a little while. So it takes you about 2 days to get there. On the second day, you arrive at this quaint little town that it doesn't seem to have much farmland. It seems like more kind of it's kind of in the mountainous town. It's got some mountains around it. It seems like a lot of the buildings around here are dilapidated. They were once really like nice buildings, but have been since fallen into disrepair. You see a guy with a covered wagon. He's got a wagon, but whatever he's carrying is covered. And he's got like 2 horses pulling it slowly out of town.
Okay.
All right, you pass him on by and you walk into town.
I was gonna say I would like to say something, but my character's not very good at talking to people, so I'll walk up and be like, "Oh there!"
The man looks to you and says, "Hello." What's going on?
We are looking
Wait,
for.
hold on. There's some audio coming from a weird source.
Help that. People don't touch your forehead because they don't love you.
Who is that?
Oh, is that Helen?
Uh-oh. That's me then. Hang on.
All right. So, what do you say?
Sorry, she's awake. She's watching The Witcher on Netflix, which we were watching together, but I have to stop and do this with you.
I know you love The Witcher. Witcher's one of your favorite things.
Wait, did they turn that into a TV
It truly is.
show?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's now a
we saw
TV
the
show.
little ad for it yesterday.
Yeah. Didn't stick with me.
All right. So Tarek, Regulus walks up to this man and he says, "What does he say again?"
Said, "Ho there! We are looking for for bandits who are supposed to be plaguing this city. Can you tell us of your travels and what we might be wary of on our way toward the city?"
He says, "Bandits don't bother me." He just opens up the flap on the back of his wagon and you see it's filled with sand.
It's filled with what?
Sand.
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 And since most bandits are Anakin based, they hate sand.
It's so coarse. Gets everywhere.
Might I ask why you are traveling with sand, good sir?
That's what this town does now. We trade sand.
For what? Who wants sand?
Smiths, people who create glass in the Eternal City, they want our sand.
I had no idea. I never considered it.
This town used to be a much more profitable place. We had gold mines here. But the gold seemed to run out. Now all we have is sand. If you're looking for bandits, well, I hear tell that there's bandits around here. You might want to talk to some of the people at the tavern. You can find some information at the Golden Goat.
The Golden Goat, I see. What, pray tell, would these bandits want with your town now that the prosperity has been exhumed from the mountain?
He looks at you confused. He's like I said, I don't have any dealings with bandits. I have sand.
Maybe
Doesn't-
perhaps it's going the other way. Like, these people live in a town where sand is the major export. Thus, some people have turned to banditry.
Yeah, that sounds about right. There's a lot of, well, desperate people in town, so be wary.
Well, we heard that there was a were-rat who was plaguing this area. Do you know anything about that, pray tell?
Ooh, a rat? Where?
Look, I don't want you bringing any supernatural things to my town. No, like, shape-changing rat people or ghosts or demons or whatnot. You
I assure
adventurers,
you.
you always bring terrible things around. I'm glad
I
I'm going to
assure
be
you.
gone for a couple days. Got to move this sand.
Well, quite fine of you to worry so, but trust that we shall not be leading any ne'er-do-wells towards your village. We apologize for taking so much of your time. Please continue on your way, and we will find our way to this golden goat, as you so eloquently.
All right, let's get going, Daffodil, Rosebud. And he
On Donner, on Blitzen, on Tyrone.
I believe, as he leaves, I'll turn to the other two and go, I believe the silica might be getting to that man's, logic regions of his brain.
And what in the infinite abyssal hells is silica?
It's the dust that is... Well, you know what? It's not important for both this. Let us just continue onward on our quest. There's much to discover.
that's,
To the golden goat.
you know, the island of Silica,
Yeah.
where all the gangsters come from, and Silica.
It's right beneath that foot-shaped country. What is that now?
It's where, you know, Don Carbonioli comes from.
Italy?
Silica.
Yes, Italy, where they throw the bad things away to this other island.
All right, y'all get into town. Where are y'all headed in town?
To the tavern.
Right. You find
Well,
the town.
Always the tavern,
I
yes.
am now kind of suspicious of this whole town, so I'm gonna keep a lookout as we get into town to see if I see any suspicious individuals who might be keeping an eye on us.
All right.
And you see 3 spherical Modron in a trench coat.
But they look like a duck.
3 monodrones.
It's like, dude, where's my car? We are hot chicks.
That was
You
actually
are
a
hot
surprisingly
chicks.
good movie.
It was. All right, so
It's
you
an
said
amazing movie.
make like an
Perception.
investigation roll.
We're gonna do perception because you're
Perception.
trying to spot people who are being stealthy or whatnot.
Good stuff. My elven eyes will tell me much.
I
Well,
will not look.
that much.
Your
So if they get
seem-
past my passive perception,
about
then they have
average.
succeeded. Good on them.
I actually rolled below my passive perception.
Ah, that's what you get for trying.
You notice a kid giving you the evil eye, the spit eye. You know, what are they
You
called?
mean the stink eye?
Stink eye. That's what it's called. This kid's giving you the
Obviously-
stink eye.
Obviously,
No. I like the idea of the spit eye. The eye that rarely squirts a tear right in your face.
oh, it's poison.
Spit eye.
It's venomous
Well,
eyes.
stink eye doesn't actually make sense either.
Unless you got like really bad pink eye. Conjunctivitis is a bitch.
Yeah, I remember the first time I was accused by a child of giving him the stink eye, and I had to stop and go, what?
What the hell are you talking about, kid?
What?
I obviously assume that the kid isn't looking at me like that because I'm noble elf.
You're
must be
above
looking at
reproach.
Yeah.
Oh, please, I'm amazing. Have you seen my mole? Please. It's Audrey that attracts attention.
With my
He's like,
lovely
guys.
hair and my cute outfit.
You know
I
what?
would never
And does it have
attract
anything
bad
on my
attention.
amazing tiefling behind.
Oh my god! The kid throws a stone at you for a critical hit.
That is the funniest thing
Take-
I've seen in a week.
Take 2 points of damage from a stone as the kid yells at you, "Get out of town, you stinky elf! Stinking up our town!"
I look over at the kid with like wide eyes, and
He
I
runs away.
will-
He immediately like runs as soon as you look at him.
Sit.
good, because I was about to say I run away from him.
I look at Regulus and say, you know, the child makes excellent points.
It seems like they may not have culture here.
He is quite the political negotiator, that child. I love him. I would go and thank him, but he ran away and I'm not fast.
Obvious rabble rouser.
And my face is just like, what the heck just happened?
You make it to the Golden Goat. It's not a nice tavern. It used to be nice. It looked like once upon a time, but it's kind of run down now. Like the cushions on the seat are all flat or torn. Like it's not dusty. There's like a stage that's kind of creaky. Like the floorboards below you are all creaky too. But yeah, there's a bunch of locals here, and they seem to be having a good time talking to each other. As you come
I go
in,
to the bar.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, you go up to the bar. There's a
Yes,
big old bearded man. What do you do?
fine, sir. I would like to order a glass of excellent wine. Do you have? Is Elven the best, or do you have something else that's better?
I look at
Man,
Audrey.
we haven't had elven wine in here in months.
That could be for the best. What else do you have?
We've got some regular pots of wine over here. We have some barley brew, beer,
Perhaps a mead?
mead. No, that's northerner drink. We don't
Damn,
got
no
mead.
bees around here then. Very well, give me a glass of whatever common wine you have. And another glass of wine for my two associates here. And I indicate Audrey and Regulus.
Actually, I would like to try that barley brew. I don't think I've ever heard of that before.
All
I'll
right,
give her the barley brew. Is that cheaper than the wine? I would love it if it is.
it is
I
cheaper
kneel-
than wine.
I kneel down toward Audrey and I whisper to her, I wonder if they trade in sand here, or if they'll even take our gold.
Of course they'll take our gold. Everybody takes gold.
They sell the sand for gold, moron.
Yeah.
I don't know, they could be selling it for bartering it for some kind of goods that they need to run their town.
Regulus gets his drink and he's like, "How much sand do I owe you?"
Clearly, only sell it for bee honey so they could eventually make mead.
I picked up a handful of dirt out there. How much is this worth?
I don't know the
So your
customs of
bill
outside
comes to
civilization.
about 120 kilograms of sand. What do you have on you? Not that much, dear God. They're not strong enough.
So you guys get some wine and some wooden cups, and Audrey gets a cup of beer, a nice amber-colored beer. It's really nice.
Let me know the price so I can mark it off.
It's gonna be 5 copper.
Oh, thank you kindly. I could definitely use some refreshment.
What are you strangers doing in town?
I had, out of character, but I had exactly 5 copper on me, so yay.
Success.
Take my pennies!
I no longer have need of them.
I lean in so as not to alert too many people around us and go, well, we heard tell that there's a bunch of bandits who've been causing trouble in this area, and we were hoping that we might be able to take them out.
You city folk
On dates.
You city folk came all the way down here for a local bandit problem.
Maybe.
Why am I skeptical? Who's paying you?
Well, for this, nobody, to be honest. In fact, we came at quite our own expense.
Although it may pay further down the line.
There was a fellow we were looking for, a leader of bandits. Might have information on a separate case. That's the truth of it, to be honest. And I try to be convincing or persuasive or performance-y, whatever.
Sure.
I don't know.
Have you
Show me your
seen my
role.
Make a
mole? Look at
persuasive
my
roll.
mole and it will
My
tell
mole
you
is fantastic.
the truth of the matter is here in this dark circle on my face.
In the very center of the mole. I'm not actually casting any spell, but I will roll persuasion. If that works for you.
Sure, persuasion works.
Oh!
Nope. That's a 7.
Yeah, that's with a +5, just so you know.
Yeah.
Which means that it's not the worst ever, but it is well below average. I would really like to see who's in charge around here, or something.
The bartender says, look, let me give you a piece of advice. I'm not sure how truthful you are in your search for these bandits, but if you mess with the people around here, well, these aren't your regular townsfolk that live here. This is a rough and tumble town. You might find yourself pretty overwhelmed. You city folk don't know what you're dealing with around here.
I point to the scar on my face from where the boy knocked me with a rock and go, I have discovered as much on our travel.
You
Just
see what a
to the
small
bar.
child did to him. We are aware of combat, sir. This man has lost to a small child.
I take it your city is not fond of the elvish kind.
Elves, they give us orders around here. You know, we're an outlying town, so kind of use us for whatever they need, and before going back home to their own town, back to sit in their marbled halls in the Eternal City.
I honestly and genuinely look quite disgusted when he recants all that stuff, and I'll say, well, that is tragic indeed. With such a town in such disrepair, I would think that they would at least try to do what they can to levy whatever resources they can to alleviate your troubles.
Oh, spare your crocodile tears. Look, I don't know what you're here for. What? You looking for someone in specific, in particular?
We're looking for a were-rat.
Ignatius.
What did you say, Crystal?
Ignatius.
Ignatius. You're looking for those guys. Look, there's been guards and soldiers come up in here all the time. For months, these guys came into our town, taking all of the stuff from our hard-working townsfolk, saying it's all in the name of getting these bandits. You want to know something? There are mines up in those mountains, a ton of mines that, it's a cobweb. You can't go up there on your own. You're gonna be lost up there for days. Suddenly, the bar shakes a little. The bartender kind of turns and holds up a shelf with some glasses. Like some cups.
What was
It's not
that?
glasses, but cups. And then he stops, kind of turns back, make sure everybody's okay, and then he continues. That's just an earthquake. They happen from time to time around here.
I don't believe you.
It makes sense. They are in the mountainous regions, and they have done quite a bit of digging, I'm assuming, within the mines. Tunneling can constantly make loose pudding for a town like this.
They're common-ish around here. Depends, but they're not out of the ordinary. That's another thing. You're going to go up in the mountains. It's going to be, there's going to be an earthquake. Y'all could be covered in an avalanche. There's a lot of things y'all don't know about what goes on around here. So, my best advice is to go on home. Go back to the Eternal City, where you know how things work.
Unfortunately, that is not something that we can do.
There's a guy. You hear a guy from a table behind you says, "No, let him go. Let him go. I'd love to see what these guys can do." He says, "Shut up, Nepius. Leave these people alone. Let them go back home to the Eternal City. We don't need them here." I don't know. Maybe these guys got what it takes to bring down Ignatius. You want to make a bet? The bartender scoffs. Stay away from that guy. He'll be the death of you. And he goes back to making sure
Tendon bar.
everything's fine, that nothing broke from the earthquake. You know, if you need a guide, I can do it. It'll cost you though.
For what price would you require from us for this guidance that you offer?
Look, I'll take you up there for 10 gold. And if you're able to get Ignatius, he's got this nice ruby up there that he's been holding on to. If you get that for me, we'll call it even.
So, if we get the item from Ignatius, then the entire other price is gone.
That's right. I'll do that.
But if it's not, what was that price? Was
10
it
gold.
10 silver?
10 gold. 10 gold.
10 gold. That's like 100 silver. Very well.
Insight to see if I think this guy actually can help us.
Okay, roll it. He seems sketchy. Like, the bartender warned you not to trust him.
Yeah.
But he definitely seems like a local. He definitely seems like he knows the lay of the land. And he's definitely willing to help you. Robocidus. This guy's definitely hiding something. You don't know what? But, yeah, he's not trustworthy.
To be honest, that changes absolutely nothing. I assumed all of that to begin with. Both what she heard and what I heard
Yeah.
is exactly what I already thought. But I rolled eyes because I had the skill thing. I don't know.
My name's Nepius, by the way.
Nebius.
No. Nepius.
Yes, that's I'm sure what I said.
Well, what do I call you?
I'm Audrey.
Yeah.
I
this
was going to
is-
say boss since we're going to employ you.
Verbocidus and Regulus.
Yes, verbosity also works, but I like boss. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
You know what? That sounds just fine. Sure thing, boss. So when do you want to leave?
What time of day is it?
It's late. It's getting a little late out.
You say it's late, like, is it dark out?
No, but it's red.
Not a good time to be just now setting out.
So it's dusky.
It's dusky.
Dusky. Sunsetty.
Like I like my women.
It's
I don't know what
it's
that
the
means.
time
I'm
of
gonna go
day
with
when you go outside and the sun is just like right there in your eyeball. It's the worst time.
Just watching you from its oppressive sky throne.
I will say this. I have driven my car during that particular time so many times that I actually don't want to leave the building for that exact reason in character.
Well, is there a place that we can find lodging within this town?
Yeah, well, you could stay here. They have some places that merchants like to take from time to time, or you could find an abandoned building out there if you want.
Sure, let's break into an abandoned building. That's the best.
Yeah. Let's run in on some squatters and take their squatters' rights.
They have
I
no
love the
rights. They're
town.
squatters, and I don't believe they have America's laws from the 1800s or 1700s, whenever that started.
Hey, the squatters' rights still are in place in like London, Britain.
I'm just
What
going
are
to
you
say that
talking
nobody
about?
really likes those rights because that's stupid.
Well, I feel that we should do our part to contribute to the local economy by staying here.
Hey, look, if you don't live in the house that you buy and somebody else needs it, I see why not. You know, there's tons of rich people who buy all these houses and they don't stay in them at all until like 1 month out of the year. These houses need to be freed up for people like me who want a big house but can't afford it.
I push the random homeless person away from our group,
Yeah.
and I look over at Audrey and go, "You bring up an excellent point. We should spend our money here in this town to help their economy. So I will find hookers and blow, and we will have a great night."
Good luck with the blow.
You can find hookers. It blows pretty hard here. You can
They'll
find
sell you blow,
You can
but
find
it is literally blown glass.
you can find some psychedelic mushrooms and
Sand.
type B poison.
Sure, that's I don't care. Moon sugar, whatever you people are into.
Moon sugar. I picture moon sugar as being like sugar with catnip in it.
Since it's mostly Khajiit hooked on it, that makes a lot of sense. But I don't think it's a thing in this world.
Unless you play Oblivion, in which case, like, everybody and their goddamn grandparents are hooked on skooma.
I actually want to play a character who's addicted to healing potions and just drink them even if he's like healthy because he's just like he wants them all the time. But
Like a steroid, like that plot you just ran.
Hey, those were energy drinks.
look, I couldn't
Those were dexterity potions.
They were. You could have bought one too. The reason I never did that character is because I thought it would be way too antagonistical to the party. People would just hate my character. So yeah,
That's an expensive habit to
Goes on a
have.
bender and, like,
I
drinks
instead-
all of the party's potions.
I instead take
Did
these
you
ideas.
ever see? There was an episode of Justice League, the one before Unlimited, where they went to the alternate reality, and the guy that was supposed to be Mr. Perfect, like was hooked on. I don't know what he was hooked on, but he was like crazy steroid man. That is exactly what I'm picturing. Just this guy who, like, he's really helpful. He's clearly a good person on the side of good. And he's insane and way too energetic.
But yeah, I like to take the plots that I have, the character ideas I have, and maybe fold them into a plot that I run for a game if they don't work out for a character idea.
Did I say perfect? I think I meant Mr. Terrific. But either way, same guy. If anyone actually ever watches this, look it up on YouTube. I'm sure the Mr. Terrific from the Justice League is somewhere available, and it's hilarious, and you should watch it.
Mr. Terrific. Are you
All right,
drinking?
well, let's...
Are you drinking alcohol?
What else would I be drinking from this tiny glass?
It's
It
pink.
looks good. Yeah, it looks delicious. Anyway,
It's Bullet Rye. Bullet Rye. For those out there, I'm going to give a free promo
Okay.
to Bullet Rye.
I don't like rye.
I don't have beer today. All I got is this crappy green tea.
I've got water.
Look,
I
With
tend
sugar
towards the hard
added.
stuff because
Can
I drink out of small glasses.
I'm going to take it aside here and talk about this freaking Arizona green tea. Because it's 99 cents, right?
It has been for as long as I can remember.
I was a kid and it was 99 cents. And now it's 30 years later and it's still 99 cents. Everything else in the world has gone up in price. So
That's when you find out that the Arizona green tea has been worthless the entire time.
either that or like the ingredients are now it's made primarily with cat piss or something.
That seems like the same thing.
It's cat piss and sugar. Lots of sugar poured into the cat piss.
Yeah, right?
Let me see that.
Are you reading the ingredients? High fructose corn syrup is the first ingredient there.
No. The first ingredient is premium brewed blend of green teas using filtered water. High fructose corn syrup.
There you go, second ingredient.
So it's high fructose corn syrup instead of sugar now.
So it's corn. Lots of corn.
It's still sugar, it's just cheap sugar.
Cat piss.
High fructose corn syrup is not corn. I mean, it came from corn, but that's sort of like if you were to squeeze all of like the bile out of my body and then say it came from a human, you'd be right. It is a
It's
human liquid,
juice.
but it's not the best one.
So,
Look, all I'm saying is,
go ahead.
if I were to squeeze a beet and I got beet juice, I'd still say it was beet. Primary ingredient, beet.
So what you're saying is, if you were to beat it,
I'd give you my beet juice.
I knew I could count on you, Tarek, to finish that perfectly. And when I say finish that,
You mean to completion? By the way, this video is not for
Exactly.
kids. If you're underage, if you're below the age of 13 and you're watching this, well, shame on you.
hey, in
You're
Central
naughty.
Time, it is almost 12:30 at night. Go to bed.
Hey, that depends on where you are.
Yeah, right?
It's
I
not even
literally
8:30
said
yet in
Central
Hawaii.
Time.
Yeah, hello to our Hawaiian
If you are
viewers.
watching this in Central Time, we know that you're off from school, and a child. We know you're off from school. Still go to bed because you shouldn't be watching this.
Yeah, Santa's...
If you're watching this, you're a
Just
child,
leave-
either literally or at heart.
leave your YouTube on. Still have the video going,
Yeah.
but go to your room and go to sleep. Leave it on.
And donate to
Tell
my
your parents to
Patreon.
come and watch.
Yes.
Tell your parents to come and watch and tell them that they'll love the jokes. They'll get them.
Yes. And donate to my Patreon.
Tell your
Take your
parents to
mother's
do it.
wallet. Get your mom's
Well-
Amazon Prime account. Link it to a Twitch and subscribe.
So where were we?
We
Okay.
kind of left off in the middle of something.
Yup.
The guy said, "So, when do we meet?"
Yeah, when are we leaving?
Yeah, we want to go to sleep, so I suggest we take a nap and then head out in the morning.
All right, it's 1 silver piece to stay at this tavern inn.
Okay, I will pay a silver to sleep in
No
the inn.
problem.
Is that per person or per room? Are we bunking together?
That's per room. But the bed will only fit one person unless you really want to get close and comfortable with each other.
Regulus.
Keep me
I'll take my
warm.
own room.
Remember, you want to sleep head. One person's got to sleep one like head to toe, and the other person's got to sleep from toe to head. And
No,
that way-
why would you want to
Uh,
smell each other's feet?
Because it's less gay that way.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm the tallest, so I'll
Hey.
be the big spoon. Then Verbositus can
Your
be the
butts
the
and
little
crotches
spoon.
are still
and
at
then-
the same height either way.
It's-
Hey,
And
if
then-
I'm the little spoon, I'm being cuddled. I'm fine with this.
And then Audrey can be the teaspoon.
The teaspoon.
Obviously. Also, that would mean that Regulus, who already said he was paying his 1 silver, paid for all of us, and I really like that plan.
Nope, I'll take my own room. Good night.
Okay.
Whatever. Come here and cuddle me, sir. I go to sleep. Not my fault she's frigid.
I trance, so I sleep for like
Well,
4 hours. So it's cool.
actually-
I'll sleep for 4 hours on the bed, then we'll switch out. You can sleep for 4 hours.
No, I'm gonna sleep for 8 hours on the bed. You're just spending 4 hours on the floor in the lotus position.
That's fair.
It's not that late at night right now. It's just dusk. So I'm gonna hang out here, have some real food, assuming they serve
Yeah,
food.
they have some meals you can
Yeah,
get.
I will probably want food and drink.
It's
I'll just get some standard fare.
3 silver pieces for a meal.
Okay.
By the way, that wine you had was not tasty at all, but woo, it's really strong.
Great, I will have another then.
Okay, it's 2 copper for the wine.
Cool, I will get food and wine.
You don't get a
And I will
lot
get,
of it
like-
either.
I'll get like 3 wine because I have 9 copper to spend. So
Right. You get trashed.
yeah, I get hammered and then trance it off.
And after I have eaten, if the stage is open, I will ask if it's okay if I play some music for everyone.
They're perfectly okay with that.
Okay. I'll play something lively on my viol.
Excellent. You get 2 free drinks.
On your what?
I will offer anyone who's willing to challenge me to a game of shot chess, and I will play chess and get hammered with whoever wants to play chess with me.
Oh, okay. When you said shot chess, I heard shot chest. Like you take a shot and punch the other guy in the chest.
Next. Yeah. No. Like every piece that we take, we're gonna take a shot of the wine that is here. You drink
No
the
one
wine.
here knows how to play chess.
Well,
Wow, that makes it way easier for you,
And-
Mr. Regulus.
They all are suspicious of you because you're an elf, and they don't really like elves.
Here's
so
a
you're saying
suspicious
I
elf.
sit there with a chess set out
Trying
on
to
the table and
play
just
an
get
elf
hammered
game.
until I drag my chess pieces into a room and slump onto the ground in a semi-conscious state.
But Audrey gets 2 free drinks from people who bought her drinks for playing music.
I have
Aw,
a
thanks,
question.
guys. You're so friendly.
And there'll be some dancing, and they like the music. They like music. People love music.
I have a question. All right, so after Audrey replaced the current band. Who was the current band?
Nobody. It was a
There was
broken down
nobody
stage.
there.
Oh, okay. Well, then Audrey just like walks up and is like, "I want to play some music," and people are like, "Nobody cares."
Well, there's
And
no
then she got money.
instruments.
That's awesome. I'm gonna walk around the bar and look for ladies to take to bed. And if they already have rooms, I will sleep in their rooms instead of my own. If they don't have rooms, I will take them to my room, and they can put up with my 2 annoying roommates.
You wanted a hooker earlier. Is that something you still want?
I don't give a darn. Dude, stuff is stuff.
He just wants to find someone.
You can get
Someone.
I'm
a,
lonely and looking for love.
look, man. You can't
A
find love in a
dwarf.
hole.
And
Yeah.
earlier
Oh, that's a
when I
good
said
song.
the thing about the hookers and blow, I thought that was a joke, but I totally do it. So either
There's-
way,
You can pay a gold and have some companionship for the night.
if I can find it without the gold, that'd be far better. So
Okay,
should I make a persuasion
make
check
a
He's
for if
looking
I
to
wish for the
just
gold?
seduce someone.
Make a persuasion check.
Your persuasion's pretty good as long as you don't roll a crap roll.
Which is me most of the time.
No,
What's
Find a
average
goat.
mean?
You find a goat.
they don't.
It is
Do I find
golden.
an ugly girl with a 10? or do I just spend the money and get the good-looking girl?
You
That's the
find a
question, really.
dwarf. It has a beard, but you think it might be a woman.
It's
so-
hard because people see you as like a city folk, an invading city folk. kind
I
of person.
am not, however, an elf. my
And you are
disdain
not.
for elves
You are
is
not an
obvious.
elf. That is true.
But you do look
But
like
you-
a demon.
Your persuasion roll isn't good enough to find like the
not good.
rebellious girl who wants to leave this backwater town, and so you didn't find her.
Or
I
maybe-
missed
Or,
that
Maybe
by
it
one.
is good
Make
enough to find a
daddy
rebellious girl,
angry.
but she's super clingy and will literally follow you everywhere.
No, see, I think I missed the super rebellious goth girl by one.
I need to get out of this town. There's nothing here for me, literally. You know, like
Ugh.
Right, and I'm like over here
My
like,
dad is a
"Oh, I
dirt
want woman," and
farmer.
she's like, well, not that guy.
I have
She moves
dreams.
on.
I have dreams, Daddy. I need to go to the big city. Make those dreams happen.
All right,
I'm gonna be an
whatever, I spend the
actress.
gold. All right, let me knock off a gold here.
You mark off a gold, you can get a good girl for the night.
Not a good one. I want a bad one. Is that extra?
So, do you want to spank her, or do you want her to spank you?
Hey, let's fade to black and go to tomorrow.
We're doing it.
Or I can describe sex with your wife until, whenever the game ends. Whichever you'd like.
Ooh, well, the latter will involve your character getting herpes, so we'll do the former if that's okay with you.
But your wife gets it too. Just saying.
But it's a rare
Hey.
form of dwarf herpes.
I don't need your
Is that-
gold.
Dwarf herpes? Dwarfies?
Dwarfies.
Derek, somehow you ruined everything.
Hepatitis D?
Too bad that's already a real thing.
Oh.
Tieflings get Gehennaria.
Oh, that's good, Corey. Just gonna say that's good, but seriously, let's move on
Right,
tomorrow.
we're moving on.
It's morning.
These are
I'm not
primo jokes,
hungover.
guys. These are
I marked off the gold. Things happened. Let's move to tomorrow.
tomorrow.
I put the mattress under my bed and slept down there.
All right, the bed's
She
pretty.
slept under the mattress, under her bed.
I slept
in a
on top
cave
of the
with a
mattress
light.
under the bed.
The bed's pretty scratchy and uncomfortable, but y'all figure out how to get a good night's rest, anyways.
Yeah, I don't sleep on the bed. I literally just kind of meditate in a drunken stupor for a while.
You do elven. What's it called? Elven reverie.
Yeah.
So next
So
day
he sits in a lotus position while me and the girl I paid the gold for are rocking it up right next to him.
She's all like,
she's like,
is he
don't worry about
listening
him.
to us?
If he's not facing us, it doesn't count. Like, come on, shut up.
That's
and
gonna
let's
be
go.
an extra gold.
There's
Oh,
two
you
of
can go home. I don't care. Give me back my gold, though.
okay, morning's here.
Hi, morning.
What are y'all doing in the morning?
Getting some breakfast.
All right, you go and get some breakfast. There's not a lot of people in this tavern in the morning. The bartender's there cleaning things up after the parties that were happening last night. The people that came. He says, "Hey there," wiping down his counter.
I spend a moment in my private room there with the elfin reverie and shave everything to get rid of any possible infestation of small little crab-like creatures. And then I go down and enjoy a good breakfast of eggs and whatever else they're willing to make on the cheap.
And it's mostly sand.
Eggs and sand is the best.
I mean,
has
it
an
does
extra
get
crunch.
everywhere, right?
It's green eggs and sand.
Yeah, I'll go down and eat breakfast. Whatever hardtack they have.
Yeah, it's basically just like a gruel for breakfast, like a soup that y'all can eat. It's not like eggs and ham and no. It's like the
Porridge is
leftovers
fine.
from last night that they turned into a porridge, and it's good. It's porridgey. It's got a lot of like oats and like stuff like that in it that makes it.
Oh,
Kinda...
this is just a delicious shade of gray that I've always enjoyed. Clop, 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 clop. Oh my god, I think I can keep it down. Let's move on. We have things to do in this city.
It costs 3
Let's
silver.
find our rat man.
The breakfast will cost you 3 copper pieces
3 coppers.
a piece.
Fine, I have to
Okay.
break a silver now.
I'll pay for yours if you need it.
I have the money, I just didn't have it in copper. But
have
now
it.
I have 7 extra copper, so it's all good.
Sounds good.
As y'all are finishing up your breakfast, you see Nepus come on in. Nepus. Hey, you made it through the night. Good. I was rooting for you.
The food wasn't that bad. Did you assume we would die?
I have no idea what would happen to you guys. I mean, it's not like there's locks on these doors.
Well, I am pleased to see you made it here this morning.
I am busy looking over my clothing to make sure that there is no gruel spilled upon it. I am grooming my clothing and straightening it out.
Come on. I need your gold or that gem.
If I give you a gold, we get a move on just to speed things along.
Let's get going. I got my pack. Y'all ready?
Yep.
Alright.
How about you, Regulus?
I've been ready for the last 4 hours. So whenever you are ready.
Yes, he's very annoying. He just mutters when he's bored for the last 4 hours while I'm trying to sleep.
One moment, I pull out a small like symbol of Memetis, the one of the gods of our city, and I'll hold it up over me and say a few words as I cast a blue sheen falls over me. I'll cast Mage Armor.
I'm like, you had the last 4 hours to do this. You wait until now. Anyway,
I certainly was
and
not going to cast it 4 hours ago and then have my spell wear off later on down the road. This way I can economize the length of duration that I have.
Shut up.
Let us go. Let us go.
Shut up. Fine.
You're more hungover than I am this morning.
And I flick a gold to our guide.
He catches it and
I
says,
say
"Let's get going."
as a tip, let's go.
He turns around and opens the door for you guys and says, "Whew, y'all are gonna do great against Ignatius."
Could he also be bought off with gold? That would be very convenient.
So he starts leading you out into the wilderness, up into the mountains. It's kind of slow going in places, strictly because, like, these paths aren't used all that often. They're going to places where, basically, like, the mines have been closed for generations now, so...
Well, it's up in the mountains, so I'm kind of guessing we've got gravel paths, so it's just all kinds of annoying to walk on.
There are streams you have to ford that are, like, ice cold. So, does anybody not have good boots? I'm sure y'all have, like...
I'll say I believe
traveling clothes.
Yeah.
I have hooves.
Tieflings have hooves, right? That's...
It's an option, and I have always kind of imagined it that way. I have hooves.
Well... I don't know how hooves work in streams.
He clomps right through it.
The same way if a goat were to walk through a stream, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hooves are basically just super thick toenails.
Well,
Do you have horseshoes?
horseshoes.
I have, however, had a problem. If a girl has, like, issues with dairy products, she never likes me because she's lactose intolerant.
Ha ha ha.
Unfortunately, these streams get to be like a little more than ankle deep, so like it's not very comfortable to ford these rivers with your hoof feet.
Right.
Not having boots didn't behoove you, so
Oh!
And your pants
Got
are
me,
me.
sir! You got me!
so I'm gonna make you make a Constitution saving throw.
Just me?
Yeah, just
Everybody
you.
else has, like, feet in the water,
Boots.
too.
They have boots.
Yeah, we got boots. I got traveling boots.
Oh! That's effed up, sir. I'll make my con save, but that's effed up, sir! And I failed it.
Right.
And also,
You
F
got a case
you.
of the cold feet.
Okay.
Hey.
Y'all, Verbositus, you have a choice, and I'm gonna send this to you in Whisper Chat.
You can either choose Ikito.
How do you spell Whisper?
won't be toe, will it?
WHISPER.
You can either choose Ikihoof.
Isn't it like /W space?
I think it is /W space.
/W, right?
Well, you asked how to
And then
spell
you need
whisper.
it's /W
So
space,
that's
and then
what
I
I
think the
told you.
person's name you
No,
want.
I
that's
got
how
it.
you
That's what it
spell
is.
the word whisper. It's /W space.
It is /W space.
Is there some other spelling? Then World of
Your
Warcraft
choices
has
are
taught me wrong.
Ikihoof or Shingles.
And by Ikihoof, that could be IKKY, but I wouldn't go with that one. I would
Alright.
try ICKY.
No, he just has ick. I mean,
Yucky
it's
toes.
usually reserved for fish, but he got it from the fish in the stream. Verbositus is typing.
Mm-hmm.
Does it say that on your screen? That's annoying.
It does
That it does.
indeed.
That it does.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, they've updated some stuff since
My
last
elven
week.
eyes are sharp enough to see when you're typing.
Damn it! I also forgot to make that reply
You
to
forgot
him.
to W.
So go with the thing that you don't see because blah and suck it.
All right.
And by it, I mean my hooves.
To warm them up, of course.
That would be delightful if you would.
You should have paid an extra gold.
As y'all are.
You should have opted for the deluxe plan.
Shut up, Derek. But, yes, that. But also, shut up, Jared.
As you're traveling up towards the mountains, suddenly you hear like thunder,
We having another earthquake?
and then you see like the trees kind of bounce in front of you.
Whoa. I am
landslide.
tripping.
Everybody make a dexterity saving throw.
I just
Can I
picture
use-
all the
Can I use
trees like
acrobatics
getting like
instead?
shorter and fatter, and then like taller and skinnier because they're all bouncing.
Can I use acrobatics instead to keep my balance?
No, this is a saving throw.
Dexterity save.
Okay.
I just want to point out that I am one better than that guy. Wait, am I at disadvantage on saves also?
I think it's only skill checks.
Hold on.
From what you
Well, at least that's
typed,
what you-
it's skills.
That's what you wrote. Yeah, you wrote disadvantage.
Yeah,
on
that's
skill
what I
checks, though.
wrote. I don't have the book open because I don't have the book in front of me.
Give me a second.
In fact, I don't even have the book in my house. It's at my friend's house where I play on
I'm-
Sundays.
I'm going by your interpretation of whatever Corey typed to you.
I'm asking Corey, though, to have disadvantage on
No, you're
on
fine.
safer.
You're fine.
Oh, then we're
It's-
good. I am still one better than Regulus.
It's not skill checks, by the way. It's only ability checks.
Oh, shoot. That's worse. That's all skill checks and saving throws and everything.
No, saving throws is not till you get to your third level.
Are you sure?
I'm reading
What
it
are-
right here.
Ability
Not that it matters. I
checks.
rolled better on the second one.
It goes
But,
disadvantage on ability checks, then speed is halved, then disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws, then hit points are halved, and then speed is reduced to 0,
Oh, okay.
and then death.
I would, just so you know, though, amongst the things that are counted as ability checks includes initiative, which is why I thought saving throws might be in there. And I only know that because bards are weird. Because I played a bard once in Roll20, and I found out that their bonus on ability checks with the Jack of all trades counted for initiative, which made me start wondering about saving throws.
So there's a really big quake, and it kind of jostled everybody around, but everybody's stayed on their feet. Y'all weren't hit by anything. If there was any like fallen branches, y'all were able to kind of get out of the way of that. So everybody's fine.
And I just want to point out that I am like 0.2% better than Regulus.
Is the
0.2,
quake,
sir.
is the quake quick? Is it like just a tremor and then it's over, or is it like continuing on to give us?
No. It's like it starts up, and then for like a good 3 or 4 seconds, it shakes a lot. But other than that, like, it ends. And that 3 or 4 seconds feels like an eternity while it's happening. But in reality, it's like really quick, and it's done.
I feel
Okey-dokey.
almost like you've lived in California for a while.
Yeah.
Or Alaska?
I'm on
Is
the
that
ring
a
of
thing?
fire here.
Alaska? Is Alaska a place? I don't know. I've never been there.
It's pronounced Cascadia. But yeah, y'all are fine. Some of the trees are still kind of swaying. Some are at, like, you see a part of the forest that's now like at an angle. It looks like the trees are drunk. It's really neat.
And I say, well, that would have been fun if it weren't slightly terrifying.
I think that's what makes it fun.
Nepius looks really concerned. Like,
I start to say, well, all of nature truly is a blessing upon, and then I'll look at Nepius and go, you do not look like you're enjoying this. Why do you look concerned, good sir?
Damn it, Regulus, what does it take to shut you up?
Someone to not look like he does right now.
let's get going. That was a big one.
Should we be concerned about more of these as we go up the mountain?
I was just going to point out that sounded like a very much point at what Regulus's mom said.
We should get going. And he starts heading back up the trail.
I
Let's
tighten
go.
my pack a bit tighter and then start heading up after him.
Okay, y'all get to a point where, like, the mountains are kind of really steep, and he points through a little, like, opening in the forest. He says, there's one of the spots. And what y'all see is there's a cave, but over it there's like a metal awning with 2 wooden poles holding it up. But all of these rocks have like fallen on top of it and all around it. He looks
What
at it.
happened here? Can you explain? And I'll just point to the general area of fallen rocks around the, awning. What has happened? Because before we march into danger, I would like some explanation.
He's like, oh, it was a landslide, but it looks good. It looks good. Oh, jeez.
Insight?
Yeah, that
Sure.
one's suspicious enough for me to do an insight as well.
Yeah. Everyone!
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Wow,
We all
I
did pretty
am not
well.
perceptive today.
He seems rather relieved.
Relieved?
Yep.
All right.
Okay. So he tells us this place is just kind of regularly caved in. It seems really relieved that we're here. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying his attitude seems like he's relieved. Like he is gotten calmer and happier. And he says,
He was worried that the way would be closed.
that, that's one of the caves he probably could be down there.
Let me take a closer look, as I will walk up and start searching around for signs of recent activity, recent travel. I'll use survival to try to ferret out more information about whether or
I
not somebody's
totally
gone in.
allow Regulus to go check that out in front of me. Good plan.
Okay.
I would like to make this always the plan.
Make a investigation check,
Investigation?
please.
Okie doke. I thought survival, but investigation's even better.
All right, you start looking around the outside of this place, and indeed there are, like, there's definitely signs that this place has travel to it. But then you notice something in the bushes, and you go over there, and there is a legit, like, decomposed body.
And he goes,
Does it decompose? Does it look like it's been like attacked or eaten by an animal? Or is it an animal, or is it like a humanoid body that's
There's
like
definitely-
bones?
There's definitely been, like, animals that have eaten at this thing. Yeah, definitely. But it's kind of, like, really dried out and
So
kind of
it's
old.
been here for a while.
Yeah.
What'd you find, boy? What'd you find?
Like, it's almost a skeleton.
It looks to be a desiccated humanoid body. Most likely it has been here for some time, maybe a week or longer, but animals have gotten to it, and
You.
well,
though the area
it
does
is a
look like it
bandit
has been
hideout.
traveled well, it might be. I'm not certain. I do not know the individuals who traffic in this place quite well, but it does look like
Well,
been
clearly we
decomposing
need
for
to
quite
figure
some
this
time.
out. And I will come around and look over the body and follow around the area around the body. I'd like to make survival checks, see if I see prints or anything like that leading away from the body. That's all right with you,
Sure. Make a survival check.
Corey?
It's
Survival.
It's investigation if you're looking for prints
Can you
and
hear me?
stuff like that. If you're looking for clues, it's investigation. If you're looking for...
Hello?
Hello? Can you not
Can
hear
me,
me?
Corey?
I'm talking. You can't hear me. I don't know what happened to you.
yeah, we can hear
Where
you.
I
Can you
don't
hear
hear
me?
y'all. So if you hear me, I'm going to reconnect.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I am not muted. Are you muted? Are you?
No, I can hear you perfectly fine. I can hear everybody perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Hey, can you hear me now?
We've always
Yeah,
been able to
we
hear
could.
you.
We've always been able to hear you.
Anyone?
Oh no!
Say a thing?
Yes, we can hear you. I don't know what happened.
Well, that's super annoying. Like, literally, right after I hit the button to refresh and reconnect me to y'all, it said, we can hear you from Corey Truly Evil Bob. And now I'm seeing
your
that you
audio's
can
not
still hear
coming
me,
through Roll20. It's coming from
But
Zoom.
I'm not hearing y'all, and I know you don't shut up for this long.
Roll. Yes. Zoom is
I'll try that.
audio comes from. I can't believe you restarted Roll20. That's not going to help you at all.
I'm all like, oh, what's he restarting? He's not leaving? Is he gonna leave?
You know what? Now I got to go to 3 screens. There. That's so much better.
And now he's back.
There we go. Back to 4
Can you
screens.
hear us now?
Are you getting any audio?
Can you hear us? Hello. Hi.
Howard?
Yes,
I
we-
see you
we-
waving.
we could all hear you.
We
What?
hear
No, I'm
you.
still not hearing you. I see y'all making faces that looks like you're talking.
We are indeed. This is me.
Oh, nope, not hearing anything.
I don't know what happened.
Beep. I don't know.
Are we
Do-do.
done for the night then? Is gonna be our stopping point?
Can we just like restart Zoom and try to see if we can get that going again?
These
I'll
messages
try and
will
restart
be
Zoom.
Right back.
Yeah.
I'll try.
Just like send out a Discord invite or something.
What?
That way we don't have it broadcast to everybody.
Yeah, I don't want to broadcast it to everybody. That's true.
Fine.